All right, turning our attention to boxing, where Canelo Alvarez tested positive for a banned substance, but does he have a legit excuse? So, while training in his hometown of Guadalajara, Mexico, for the upcoming huge rematch with Triple G coming up May 5th in Las Vegas, Alvarez tested positive for clenbuterol. Clenbuterol is a performance-enhancing substance used by many athletes, mostly as a fat-burning tool, to kind of engage the metabolic rate and get them in better shape. Golden Boy Promotions, Canelo's promoter, came out yesterday and blamed tainted Mexican meat for the positive test, saying, quote, as part of the voluntary testing program that Canelo Alvarez insisted on ahead of his May 5th fight, one of his results came back positive for trace levels of clenbuterol, consistent with meat contamination that has impacted dozens of athletes in Mexico over the last years. Are you guys buying these?
This is going to sound crazy. I buy it completely. Here's why. The NFL plays games in Mexico City each and every season. They warn players, do not eat the meat in Mexico because you may run the risk of testing positive for performance-enhancing drugs. They even fly chefs in to feed the players that are there for the week. So there's some substance to Canelo's claim.
Listen, brother. Listen. They trying to get buff over there, man. Eating that Mexican meat 2000. That's what he went there for.
Mexican meat 2000.
That Mexican meat 2000. He trying to get that buff on.
Is that a training regimen?
He's trying to get that Mexican buff on him. I mean, come on. This is some bullshit. All right? He got busted. All right? Just say you got busted. He was trying to knock that motherfucker heads off. He was trying to knock Triple G's head off. Yeah. Like his Rock'em Sock'em Robot style.
But this has happened to multiple Mexican boxers. It happened to Dwayne Brown of the Texans a couple years ago when he took a vacation in Mexico, came back, tested positive, had a 10-game suspension by the NFL that got overturned for this.
Yes.
Okay.
It happens.
All right. Let's try it this way then. I'm a boxer that lives in Mexico. I want to knock his fucking head off. I'm going to take the drug. If I get caught,
it's the meat.
It's the meat. It was the meat. Come on, you're rich. You don't need to be eating Mexican meat anyway. All right? Did he get busted the first time they fought?
No.
Eating the same Mexican meat.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I mean...
he didn't eat Mexican meat that time?
Let me give you some more details here. So, generally, Canelo trains in the U.S. for his fights. Generally trains around San Diego. For whatever reason, he started the training in Guadalajara, Mexico. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know what to make of that right now.
He wanted to, again, if I'm a Mexican fighter and the meat's bad, I'm going to use that drug. And if I do get caught, blame it on the meat. If not, knock his head off.
Why does he keep looking at me to not?
No, I'm just saying, come on. Like, when you do steroids, just think about it. When you doing steroids and boxing, whoever's doing it, he's trying to hurt.
Well, there's other ways of cheating in boxing, too.
Very true.
Canelo came out and had a quote saying, I'm an athlete who respects the sport, and this surprises me and bothers me because it had never happened to me. I will submit to all the tests that require me to clarify this embarrassing situation, and I trust that at the end, the truth will prevail. So... you're going to hand wave that?
Hand wave.
You're hand waving that.
Come on. If you haven't been training in Mexico your whole career, and then all of a sudden you want to go down there knowing...
But he's never failed a drug test before.
Yeah, I feel like...
because he never trained in Mexico.
But his story...
he's from Mexico.
But he never trained there.
Generally, he doesn't. He generally does a training in San Diego, but he's from Mexico.
His story is more credible to me than Manny Pacquiao over the years, who's been linked to performance-enhancing drugs, who would not take tests for a variety of reasons.
Hey, I'm just saying, listen,
And clenbuterol is the same exact thing that Dwayne Brown got hit
We
for.
know what y'all doing over there.
And what is that, steroids?
Everybody, just say you're doing it because you're trying to get the next person.
Is the rematch tainted in your eye?
Yes.
That's a hand wave. That's a hand wave right there.
It's not tainted.
How's it tainted?
You got one motherfucker over there buffing up.
Buffing up?
He's buffing up.
The traces of clenbuterol barely above
trace level.
They didn't say it's above or below. They just said they found it in the system.
They said traces of clenbuterol, not like he was injecting massive amounts of clenbuterol that showed levels that were through the roof.
Listen, I've seen Triple G knock somebody out by hitting them straight in the forehead. Anything you can get to get an edge.
I just say, are they supposed to fight on Cinco de Mayo?
Yeah.
That's 2 months. I'll push that back. They got to fight next year.
What?
No, it's too much money at stake.
Fuck that. You're not gonna fuck that. Triple G.
Trace level.
If I'm Triple G and I've been clean and he over there getting caught with the Mexican meat, I'm good. See you next year.
All right, so you want to push that back, and what if guys get injured and you can't actually have the fight? Then you lose out on massive payday. They're not
He's
pushing
been
the
having
fight
an
back.
advantage this whole time eating the Mexican meat. He knew what he was doing. Okay? If the Mexican meat is tainted with steroids and you're eating it on purpose, you have an advantage. You're eating the shit on purpose to whoop my ass.
Watch this. Stop. You play with a variety of guys that have been on steroids in the NBA, but you weren't saying anything.
They sucked. This is a bunch of strong motherfuckers. They didn't do nothing but foul. Okay? No, thank you. Like that's what I'm saying.
The rematch is not tainted.
It's tainted.
It's not tainted.
Not tainted.
I'm not fighting them.
They would have.
I wouldn't
I want
fight
to
him
see you
either.
next year. So let all them traces of meat run out of your system.
Yo, it can run out of the system like a week.
Yeah.
Go back to San Diego. Train in San
They're going to have
Diego.
rigorous testing leading up to the fight.
But the damage is already done. He done probably already got what he needed out of it.
I don't think he understands how steroids works.
You understand how boxing works.
I think you take steroids one time and all of a sudden you're like this.
See him at the gym. He's just be all buff and everything. Just buff.